Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to our Tech Talk today. I'm your host, MVJ, the CEO of Vipa Corporation. And I have with me today our Dr. Ahmad Muradi, the CEO of Netstes and the Science Officer of Vipa Corporation. And today's talk is going to be on KROOM, a window to premium customer experience, a sneak preview of the rooms and the usage of the rooms for our customers before our launch next week. So over to you, Dr. Muradi.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for being with us. Greetings, everyone. It's a pleasure to provide you with some of the updates. More importantly, I'm very excited to announce that on October 16th, we will be launching the KROOM ICDN.video. And our plan is to bring a variety of services to you in real time through the privacy and security that the KROOM provides. So these KROOMs that you're going to experience is going to become the way of life, what we call in the Web 3.0, and going into a privacy and security mode where we and the publisher primarily respect your privacy and your security, and providing with you ways, means that you can read, watch, and meet. So with that in mind, I'll want to share with you a sneak preview of what we are going to be offering and how we are going to share that with you so you can get a general idea. With that in mind, then let's look at my screen share. That's where most of the focal attention today is going to be. And the first thing that you see in here is the KROOM ICDN video, where we have the ability to log in. So one of the things that happens is, first thing is KROOM.my is designed where you can actually go and shop. So if you open a new tab and go there, you will require basically an email, and then they will send you a password or they will open this shop. But more importantly is that you will have the ability to obtain and purchase what you require. So in that kind of a context, we wanted to show you what is all about and what is coming. And under plans and pricing, you can choose your requirements. And from there, you can choose your subscription. And for our advertisers and for our sponsors and brands, we are building a way that you can create capability for delivering your brand directly to the consumers with their permission. So therefore, you have a guaranteed eyeball, guaranteed time that they spend with your brand, and guaranteed content that you share with them, including duration of use. So with that, first thing we do is look at some of these options of how we go about entering inside these experiences. So what I have done in here is on the KROOM, there are two settings. One of them is we will, once you sign up in the registration and receive a what we call activation code key, this activation code key entitles you to receive three kinds of services. So you generally, all you need to do is come to a button on the top where it says activate. And from the activation mode, when you click on it, it automatically comes to a page. And with that, you simply copy and paste your activation code. You place your username. You put your email address. You create your password with the confirmation. You select the country that you're going to be using the service. And obviously, just to make sure that you are not a robot, you click here and you activate it. And if you need to just simply go back, you go back and do this. So this is one criteria that you sign in. The other way is we become a normal user after you signed in and the email arrives in your email inbox. As a notion, please be sure to check your spam or check your junk mail when you receive an email, and then include that into your whitelist, because this is how you will be able to get your forgot password when we give you instructions and everything else. So under this assumption, once you put your username and you put your passcode and you can say, remember me, and then say, I'm not a robot, then you click in, and then with the click in, you enter into your rooms. Under this room settings, you will have several options, and we will take you to those so you can basically experience those into the settings that we are talking about. So with that, you will see that there are a series of rooms that we have shown for the showcase. First one is the most basic one. So let's look at that room as a way of experience. Next, what we will do is look at the standard room, and then we will look at the premium room. So in these three options are going to become available to our subscribers. So Borneo Post or Daily Oriental, all other publishers of Siha and so forth will become the beneficiary of either KROOM, okay, with the basic room. And if you wish to upgrade it into standard room or to premium room. So let's look at those rooms. This room, for example, is designed right now to provide you with the privacy and security where, just like we are in this Borneo Post room, but with one difference. This room are designed to provide you with the privacy, security, allowing you to enter and read your papers. So under those paper settings and so forth that you're reading the information, and one of the areas that I'm right now just dealing with is the low bandwidth, so you can see the content that we are broadcasting from Singapore and from Malaysia and the Southeast Asia region is arriving to me in here. So therefore, I am having a little latency, but generally speaking, when the room arrives and we get into a settings with the security and onset, then it'll give us the ability to bring you into the rooms. I also want to make sure that my camera does not stop me from the operation, so I will mute my camera in here so I can give more bandwidth as we might face some technical issues and provide the service.
Probably, Dr. Muradi, because of the point of entry being from Singapore.
Right. So the most important thing is as we are entering inside these rooms and subscribing to these services, then these services that becomes available to you, then we can essentially bring that into a experience that we had shown you previously inside these rooms. So once you get inside the room, then it allows you to accommodate the protocol of entering inside the room. And I believe a room has already been loaded. So as you can see, here you have series of icons. You have the paper, you can scroll, read about it, click on any of the information. And inside this room, again, you have your e-paper available. If you need technical assistance, you can always click here. If you missed any of our live streaming events, you can click here. And if you want to go and purchase or shop, you can click here. And then obviously, if you just want to pay attention to the background, you can just click on the show background, and then it becomes an experience similar to what you see. And if you change your mind and you wish to go back to your setting, you can click on the double arrow. So everything in the room is designed to be on and off. So if you need your internet dropped or you had a loss of signal, you can always refresh your page. If you wish to send invitation, you can do it through your social medias or through copying and pasting or sending a QR. And then when your colleagues can come in here, you will see you can send them an invite, and up to 4 people can come inside this room, and you can share the content, and text chat is available. So you can copy and communicate and so forth. But more importantly, inside the rooms, there are some additional features added for the standard, like we can share content. I can upload a picture, I can upload a document, you can download it, and we can share as peer those content share. So we can basically have that available. This content normally stays for about 24 hours. And then if you had missed it, you can load prior files. But if you wanted to clear all files, you can click on that button and it just clears it, and then you can start all over again. On this button, every button that we talk about is like an on and off switch. So there is no mystery about it. On your mobile, you may find it with the 3-line bars because of the size of the screen. So on a display like tablets or larger screens that you see, like laptops and so forth, you will obviously see the screen with the buttons on sidebars. So there are a series of buttons on the left. There are a header on the top, and then there are sidebar on the right. And this is also connected to WhatsApp, for example. It is connected to Instagram. It's connected to Facebook and to Twitter account. So if you want to participate from the room and share and receive information, right now is giving you that kind of a capability. So this is one of the examples right now that we are going through with what we call a basic room. And a basic room now gives me the ability to create a way for us to have collaboration, communication. And I think the system is giving me a timeout. So let me just go ahead and exit out of here and come back to KROOM from these settings that I have already set up. So basic, as we were just sharing with you and going through the experiences, then essentially brings you to a room, a page that it's completely private. It's ability of receiving the content. So the content that it arrives, it just comes in, and basically publishers update those information for you. You have the buttons on the side for every newspaper. And there is another thing that you should be mindful. There is a little menu on the side in here. So you can change the size of your viewing. If it is a small one, then it's on a sidebar. But if you want it larger, you can bring it here. If you want to make it into a full one, or you can bring it on a full page. So you can adjust or refresh that paper by itself. So you don't have to do the whole page in case of refreshing a content or you're having any kind of an issue that you need to do, because one of the things that we are always looking at is bandwidth. Example of this is example that I'm just going through from our region right now, and the bandwidth that I'm having experiences. So you can see that if I wanted to update this, so I just click on that button and I can change those, again, bring them back to the setting and turn it off. So every button that you see here is like an on, off switch. Then in the top of that, you have the room with the explanation, with the room number, obviously, that is going to be set for you. And this room number becomes your gateway that you can share this link that you see here as a share, as I mentioned to you, either through here, or you can simply copy and paste the link and forward it to your colleagues. Up to 4 people can be inclusive, including the owner of the room inside the room. So as you can see, this room are designed based on that kind of a setting to bring the capability to watch, to read, and to engage or meet with your colleagues. Now, the standard room comes with the same kind of a feature, except it has additional capabilities. And that additional capability really is enabling the audio video to be active in here. Inside the room, you will see that the room has a capability. We have set up these rooms under what we call Sharia rules, because in the case ladies under Islamic law, for example, want to enter, then they have to click and unmute their video. So respecting the privacy, the cultural diversity, and the religion and so forth has always been paramount in building our structure or serving our clients, particularly knowing the geo IP and the regions. So when somebody comes here and you see me here that I'm saying hello to you, then colleagues can come in here and then they can talk, engage, collaborate, and at the same time discuss about the politics of the day, about the situations that is going on, and sharing their opinions. And this is our newsroom for you. So this newsroom is designed, again, to provide you with the real-time information. So part of the plan is that as news happens, look out for the email in your inbox. That inbox will deliver that notification to you. And when you receive that, you simply click on that link and you enter to your room and you get the news. And that is the general behavior that you're going to receive your information. So the trusted source to mitigate fake news or third parties intrusion or creating things that it may not be accurate and it could be misconstrued. The publishers such as Siha, K-Media, and the team have taken a personal interest in their subscribers as we are working with other publishers. But being a pioneer in that region, they decided to promote the data clean room for their publishing. And this is the way that you will be experiencing these rooms along with that. Again, just like I said, because it is connected to social medias and so forth in here, then you can click on those buttons and be able to obtain or connect or engage and get answers. But again, if you have any kind of a questions or anything like that, you can click on get help and we'll be able to provide you with that. So one of the areas that we are looking at is the KROOM abilities to offer a service that we ultimately can bring you from basic room to the standard room. Now, the next room we are going to talk about is premium room. This was one of the ones that we wanted to talk about, the customer journey. Customer journey, when you have your own room as a premium room, you will technically receive two rooms. Either you receive a basic room with your subscription and a premium room, or you receive a standard room and a premium room, or you just receive additional rooms that you will like to have based on advertisers and sponsors. So let's look at the premium room first as a gateway and share that information with you. This room follows the ability for you to privatize it, to change your brand, to put content of your own, to create the experiences that you wish to have. And in this particular case, since I'm working with European Broadcasting Union, I have put a content from Euronews in here, and I am muting myself in here so we don't get redundancies. And then ultimately, I can make my rooms enabled with a variety of services and everything else that I want. So the idea is if I wanted to read my news, just like we are doing right now with the KROOM, we can provide you with the streaming, we can provide you with the news, we can provide you with the interactions, and then you can share those interactions with your esteemed colleagues inside of these rooms. So one of the area is adding, again, different content, being able to get additional up-to-date information for you, or you can integrate these kind of things. Now, let me share with you, what do I mean by this? So there is a setting here that you can do this in two settings. One is essentially coming here and being able to set up and edit your room either under a new tab, or you can simply come back here and create the experiences that the system loads. And one of the areas that we want to load in here is the ability to edit these rooms. So what we will do is, while you're watching this content, you can go ahead and listen to the audio, you can do this, but more importantly, there are several settings that it's set up, and these setups are designed to become no code. The idea was we didn't want you to become a programmer and use these kind of rooms, but we designed it in a way that if you wish to write programs and codes and so forth, you can use HTML5 and you can embed it in here, and you can use widgets, you can use forms, third-party embeddables. So this way, if you decide that you want to build your own call to actions for your audience, for your viewers, that you can instruct them what to do, what to say, and so forth, then you can do so by simply expressing that. Now, here, as you can see under general, there is the name of the room, the description. The room cover can be changed by you, okay? And then you have advanced settings here that we talk about that, but right now it is defaulted to a location that we call a general and netsters. And then we'll change that to video settings. We can change your video bandwidth, your height, and your frame rates. When we leave these three open, we let the AI inside the system into its best configuration to provide the experience based on the user's bandwidth. So if you leave it blank, you are not making that decision. In other words, if you say, I want 480 by 640, for example, and I want 20 frames, then everybody becomes that setting. So if you leave the frames with none, then the system automatically goes with its recommendation. There are capabilities that right now we are using as you're watching in our stream with the broadcasting. We won't talk about that today, but more importantly, we will talk about accessibility. Accessibility is when a moderator, for example, does not want to be seen, but wants to record and broadcast that event, so they can make themselves invisible. By making themselves invisible, they can also create another option where the room can have a privacy key, and you can type your privacy key here and share that with your audience that they can come inside this room. And then you can decide if you want allowing users to come without the webcam, or you require a webcam or microphone, because a lot of times for interaction, we require three distinct experiences: text chat, audio broadcasting, and video broadcasting. And every one of them are coming through different channels, as you can see. And if you just want to do audio call, you don't want any videos, you can change that and just make that into an audio call, and then make that services and disabled. In our services of using the premium room, we use a technology called Selected Forward Unit. Abbreviation of it is called SFU. SFU is designed to basically allow you to put from a number of designated real-time streaming. These are what we call real-time streaming, ultra low latency, that it comes inside the premium with 8, and it can increase it up to 1,000. So you can create this room as a virtual venue. These are used primarily for meetings, for collaboration, for town hall meetings, for places that we want to create experiences. So this is one of the features that right now you see on the accessibility. I will not be changing that, so I will not be making those changes, just showcasing it to you. And on the customization, we have several features. You got your room header, which is this capability up here. Then you got room background, which you can see we are streaming right now from the European Broadcasting Union. And we just had a little power outage in here. So if I drop a signal, it's my side. I apologize. But these are the things that happens in mission critical broadcasting that you call a technical difficulty. So if you didn't lose it, it's good. If you lost it, then it regains itself back. It reconnects itself. That's the general idea. And then we have room sidebars. We have right sidebar. These are also designed where we work with companies, institutions, financials, where we do SaaS integrations. So if they want to integrate their platforms inside of these kind of rooms, they can be accomplished. And on the left-hand side, as you can see, then there is a buttons that we call sidebar, and then we go to advanced. So let's look at the room background. What can it do? First of all, you can change colors in real time. So if you don't like this color and you want to pick up another color, for example, or make it darker or any of these, Or if you know your code because of your brand, you simply enter the code number for your color, and then the palettes that you're looking for, your logo for your brand, appears here, and that becomes your default value. So this is one of the ways to share the experience with you. So we do that. And then if we want to, we can do a series of things as our background. We can keep nothing. If we keep nothing, pretty much you have just a video conferencing call. If you add images, then your images, up to 12 images, will be displayed, and then it'll appear here. And then if you need to add new images inside the room, then you can simply add those and then make that room available. And by choosing the right file and so forth, then you can go and from your desktop, right, picking up what you like and say, I'd like to upload this one, just picking up illustration, for example, nothing specific. And then you can also have this arrow that you can change location. So if you want to prioritize it and put it first in here and last, just you can move the arrow and change your sequences. And you can add up to 12 images in here. So therefore, when that happens and you bring that to the equation, then that gives you the ability. And once you save it, then you will see this background automatically changes. Then you have what we call YouTube. Some of our colleagues, they rely on content from YouTube or from other parties. So you can put your content here. In this case right now, I have as Euronews, but it is designed as iframe. So I iframed this copy and paste platform and I placed it in here, but this only will work when they grant me permission, because everything that we do is permission based. So you may receive a white ghost or a blank page from the publisher that may not work. So you need to contact them and advise them that you'd like to ask permission to be included in their whitelist, and vice versa. We need to authorize that to be inclusive or whitelist. And then with that kind of a settings, the content that you see here to be published can be broadcasted right inside the room. And then you have PDF file, obviously. So if you want to do a PowerPoint presentations and so forth, you just change your settings, you pick up the file that you wish to place in the background, and keep in mind that the people, when they receive this PDF in the background in here, they also can scroll the pages themselves, they can download a copy, they can print it. So therefore, all of those services can become available in here. And by just simply going and looking at those kind of criteria, now you can see that the room background can simply work in different environments. Again, now, room sidebars are a process by themselves, but one of the things that we will do is first look at the right sidebar, then we will look at left sidebar. By looking at the right sidebar, everything we've done is through no code, where you can simply decide what you want to do. Do you wish to include your audience? If you say yes, then your audience list will be included in here. Do you wish to display a timer? Do you wish to include your Twitter account? Then you place your Twitter account. If you wish to include Facebook, Facebook right now is going through first-party data transition, and you can place your page. But when you place your page, you have to make that into a requirement that Facebook has, they call it app, so you can place that inside a inclusion of services like we are doing. Same thing with Instagram. So if you can choose that, then it'll ask you for your Instagram account. And if you're doing desktop sharing, okay, then you can say desktop sharing. And desktop sharing will give you two capabilities. You can have external desktop sharing as a service, and you can have internal desktop sharing as a service. We'll talk about that. But more importantly, the rooms are designed to give you the capability that when you have abilities that we are placing here, and as you can see, you also have a screen sharing here. So your cameras can work from here. You can choose your settings and then pick up you may have multiple webcams or multiple devices. You may have multiple cameras or microphones, and then texting, raising your hand, being in a toggle mode where you can look at everybody on a tile mode, or looking at it the way that we are broadcasting, when everybody becomes audio enabled. So whoever speaks, the video picks up, and then you have your settings that in this case, it can create the requirements, the settings, and so forth for the users. And then this part of it, as you just saw, I can make the video to appear in different locations. So when I'm coming back and placing that video, the video can come in the center. So if content is not primarily important and video communications and video collaboration is the primary, then you can place it on the center. It is also important to know we build this on a Peercast environment for one reason, because every user can change their own settings without intrusion of the others. And more importantly, if they only change or refresh their page, it comes back to their default settings. So it will not change anything. It will not do anything that you can be worried about. It just gives you capabilities and abilities that you can now proceed accordingly. Now, more importantly, as we are going through the experiences with the sidebar, then these activation codes, these buttons becomes yours. So therefore, you can connect them to your Twitter account, you can connect them to your Facebook account, you can do the same file transfer and everything else from a premium point of view. In cases like we are doing, you can connect them to what we call third-party service providers. We really want you to be proactive with us. We have connected this to many technologies and platforms, including many CDNs. But more importantly, if you feel there is something of value, share it with us. Let us know, and we will be proactive and assist you or help you or tell you how it can be added as a part of your services in here. One of the main reasons that we just don't let the users to do this kind of things is called privacy and security. Because one of the ways that we have to set things up is based on policies like an app store. You don't want bad actors to put bad programs or bad codes inside the platform that it can create unwanted desires or consequences that we all can suffer from. So that is one of the reasons that we are concerned, we are proactive, we are looking at working with the good actors into the platform that they can use this for a variety of use cases and services, but yet maintain the integrity and the protection of the service as a whole for the citizens and the population of CHA and K-Media audience. So with that, we're going to go to left sidebar. Left sidebar is really fun because you can do a lot of things with it. For instance, in here, you can take an icon. Your icons are either displayed visually depending on your settings, or it can be a ASCII code, what we call. You can describe your description here and say, and then by placing that and putting it, then all of this variable will change. So, and if you wish to remove it, you can simply remove it. If you want to add additional buttons, you can do that. And also you can move, again, there's sequences of the button from one to another, as you can see. And if I wanted to add another button in here, I would simply push this button, and then I would choose the option, and I would go, for example, to a page that I would like. In this particular case, I will pick up something, let's say, from YouTube. So this way you can see how it works. And if I like this content, for example, and I like to share it with my colleagues inside the room, I use the embedded code, okay, and I copy that. And then I go inside the room, block for now, and I'll add it, for example, as another line right in here. So I can create catalogs, for example, of different videos. So embeddable, but we got to remember, it has to have HTTPS. We do not allow any HTTP inside inclusion. It will not work. So therefore, as a premium user, it is important to know privacy and your security is extremely paramount. And when you're bringing content from third party through metadata, through meta tag, through embeddable, through technologies that is currently available for you to do sharing, we want to make sure the integrity of your services and all others are maintained accordingly. And then subsequently, when we go back in here and look at this kind of settings, by the time that we finish editing, then everything is done. Now, the updates that you provide here automatically changes everything. For example, if I have come here and said I wanted to have this desktop share and I had to have these kind of settings available to me, right? And I press the save button. The save button takes a few seconds. It updates all of the settings and so forth. And then once it does that, then you will see additional buttons gets added. The settings may change. The colors may change. The background may change. And everything else that you have experienced may come together. And that is one of the reasons that we basically try to be proactive and show you how the premium works. So for example, in here, I added the capability of whiteboard that is supplied by a service provider for one of our clients. So if I wanted to do an illustration in here, okay, and then draw pictures and so forth, then I can do that. But by just clicking on it, I can come back here again and experience. So this kind of settings is designed like we just showed with you, like ABU, we just added this video, if you recall. So we just saw that this video from ABU now has the next video that I was sharing from YouTube to you as an embeddable. So you can see how easy we have created the experience for our premium users, that you can bring related content that is subject to you, to your interest, and enable that and make that available. And if you go back to here and bring other notices, like here, you can create shops, for instance. So with the avatar that you get to choose and the name that you choose, for instance, and I say, okay, I'm going to be this avatar, and I come in here and I got it. Now we can create capability of virtual shopping. You see? So this kind of capability also, I can be in a virtual store. I can go here and I'm still in the room, as you know, and my guests are also in the room. So we can create a lot of capabilities for you, for your premium room, for your services that you like to have. And there are only two ways to do this. You either are knowledgeable and know what you're doing, or you need our assistance. Either way, we are here to serve you. So therefore, if we have to come back here and say we don't want this now, you know, see how easy it is? Now I can come back here and show you the watch party that you're watching from our live streaming from here, for example. So everything that we are doing inside these rooms are real-time collaboration, communication, broadcasting, all brought together as a premium service to our subscribers. So with that in mind, again, you know, there are things that you can also do. In the future, when you have your audience, you will see that you have a button in here that you can refresh everybody. So if you see there are inconsistencies with your bandwidth or settings or your users, you can refresh everyone automatically. You can close everyone. And if you have guests in here, you see what country they're coming from, what browser they're using, and so forth. And if you wish to redirect them, you can simply redirect them from one room to another room as a premium. So you can always say, no, let's go to Java room. Let's see how it looks, right? So we redirect ourselves and we're going to leave. And then we're going to go to the Java room. Java room, I designed it for a variety of purposes that we can provide privacy security for our brands, our advertisers, for our sponsors. And the general idea is that you, as a consumer, will not be bombarded with a lot of advertising, but you choose your own sponsors and ad for several reasons. One of them is we all have preferences as human. We like certain things, certain ways, certain directions. And in a digital economy, without taking away the privacy and security and violating a fraud case of $172 billion in future ads, this provides a gateway where I, as a subscriber, when I like my laptop and my coffee from the sponsored coffee shop or a chai or a supermarket or a airline, for example, we can have this room available, and the content and the brand now, with your permission, sends you this room, and you accept the room as a part of your rooms. And when they want to share content with you, when they want to send a promotion, when they want to notify you, when they want to stream or sponsor an event, when they want you to get real-time engaged with their participation as a client, as a subscriber, as the one that I like to enjoy my Java at my coffee shop, and I know the people because we all creature of social economics, right? And we like to connect and enjoy and work together. Then these rooms becomes a paid sponsored advertisers. So you as a subscriber are not obliged, let's put it this way, to subscribe to this room, but you do want your brand or your client to give you, or the people that they are serving you, giving you this kind of rooms, because through this room you still receive no fake, honest, genuine information from the brand. Brand sponsors this, brand offers it to you in a different promotional campaign. Example of that is, let's say we are in the holiday season, right? Whether it's Eid or whether it's New Year or Christmas coming, now we can basically get together in a coffee shop. And then if I want to all of a sudden have a better experience, I can come back here and create a nice experience through a streaming and share that. Okay, so all of the setting changes, for example. The experience changes, the feeling changes. And now we can content. And in the future, as we introduce this, you will find out that we will be introducing different capabilities, such as getting a coupon, for example, or receiving information that the brand wants to bring. So with that kind of a setting right now, you have technically several experiences. And these experiences are designed for basic, for standard, and for premium, and with the sponsored brand. So as a consumer, you will ultimately end up having several rooms. And these rooms, some are paid, some are sponsored, and some are subscribed. And in general, that gives you the ability to enter into the KROOM zone. Now, I know we went over our what we call 30-minute timeline. I respectfully apologize. One of them was because of some of our delays on bandwidth. The other part was I felt compelled to share the experience that is coming and will be launched in October 16 with our guests, with our audience, with our colleagues and sponsors and brands and advertisers. And we look forward to hear back from you. And if you have any question, please definitely place it on K Media social media sites and ask us anything that you like. We'll be happy to answer. If you're online with the chat, then we can give you some of the other answers. Back to you, Mr. Vijay.
Thank you very much, Dr. Moradi. That was a very enlightening features that you have provided us. And it's very nice to know now that we have got 3 categories of room. The users are able to become producers and edit their own rooms with so many features. There are rooms very basic for those who don't have the relevant bandwidth whereby you can come in and read and watch content in the rooms without the videos. So it's very nice. And back to our viewers, thank you very much for joining us in our Tech Talk for this week. And we have got a surprise for next week, because we will be back in our studio with a very new setting. So with that, I would like to say to all our viewers, like what Patrick always says, stay positive, enjoy yourself, and we are ready to launch next week on the 16th of October. Thank you once again, Dr. Moradi. Thank you, audience. Thank you very much.
Cheers for now.